Welcome to Stonk Insights, your one-stop shop for stock and crypto analysis and discovery. In today's video, we're going to be talking about helium mining, HNT mining, with the SenseCap M1 miners, hotspot miners. And what we're looking at right now is we're on CoinMarketCap, and we're just looking at the Helium token because I haven't really done this before. So we're going to look at it, and we're going to start from when I actually purchased my Helium miner. Well, I should say when I actually hooked it up. So July 9th, that's when I actually hooked up my Helium miner and started earning HNT, baby. The Helium token was at $12.27 per token, okay, or per coin, I should say. And that was on July 9th when I actually hooked mine up. It sank the same day. So on July 9th is when I actually earned my first fractional HNT token, okay. As we look at this, today we see, HNT is pretty much doubled from where it was before, okay. So it was at $12.27. Today is at $22.34 or $22.88 right now. So it's a little bit under double, and it has hit double, it has hit 24-hour high of $25.22. So in the last 24 hours, it's already doubled from when I actually bought it. So this is awesome. And when I got into HNT mining, I was thinking that Helium would be floating between $5 per coin and $10 per coin. So that's where I was in the mindset of being profitable. So since we're double where I was, even quadruple what I was thinking, I'm in a happy place, just doing this. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Helium, of course. We're going to be talking about how to take your Helium miner off of relay status if you're in the United States and you're using Comcast or Xfinity, which is the biggest internet provider in the United States of America. So if you're using Comcast or Xfinity, I'm going to be showing you step by step what you need to do to port forward to port 44158 so you can start earning the most out of your Helium hotspot miner. What we're also going to be talking about is just giving an update with the antenna situation. So in my last Helium video, we were looking at a rack antenna. So I finally secured one, but not through the rack website. So I'm going to be going through that with you guys so you can see how I actually did it, okay? And it was through networking, okay? So that's the one good thing I like about this Helium network is it's actually a network, okay? It is actually, people's network. People getting together, people building up Facebook sites or Facebook pages talking about Helium. And that's how I was able to secure two 5.8 rack antennas, and I'll be getting them shortly, and I'm going to be talking about that as well. What we're also going to be talking about, so you got to stick along to the whole video, so we're going to show the new location of my Helium miner. Hint, hint, I was sweating down to my core. It was a crazy feeling. I was working triceps just to get to this spot. So some of you guys already know, and I'm going to go through how I kind of, mitigated the risk of my Helium miner overheating. So if you don't get it right now, it's Helium miner in the attic, okay? So I'm going to show exactly where I placed my Helium miner. I made 3 clips. One of the clips looks very crazy just because I was just done at that point. And we're going to get into all that, so let's just get right into it. So we're looking at the Helium token here on CoinMarketCap, and it's the number 60 ranked token, 22.90 right now. It's down 0.19% in the last 24 hours. And I think it's doing pretty good. That 0.19% means nothing because, like I said, I started on July 9th and we're up close to double from where I was, okay? So what we're going to go right into the Helium Explorer. And well, I guess something else that's, good news that I should be stating is I found a second location of where I'm going to be hooking up my Helium miner. So I'm going to take you into that right now here, okay? So we're just going to scroll on in to this area here, and we're looking for Schaumburg, which is right there. And we scroll in between Schaumburg and Glendale Heights, Bloomingdale. And this is the area in which I'm going to be having my second Helium Hotspot miner. And I actually have another area within this area that I can put my third Helium Hotspot miner, which is awesome. I was thinking of putting my third Helium Hotspot miner where close to where my Helium Hotspot miner is right now, but this area really isn't built and I don't have enough Helium Hotspot miners to really get the type of profits that I want. So since this area right now is built up, I can place my Helium Hotspot miner, and if it does get over congested at any point in time, I can move my Helium Hotspot miner closer to where I live, and hopefully by that time my area is kind of built up, which would be awesome. So I also bring us to this area because I want to look at this Helium Hotspot miner right now, okay? And as we see, the past 30 days, they've earned 11.9 Helium, okay, which at this point in time is $272, okay, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. In a month of doing nothing and just having your Helium Hotspot miner up and you make $272, can't beat that. The problem with this miner is that the hotspot is being relayed and they give you this Get Help tab, and if you click on that Get Help tab, it tells you about how this is network trouble. Pretty much, if your Helium Hotspot miner is being relayed like we see here for Mammoth, Oily, Starfish, you want to take your Helium Hotspot miner out of the relay status. Basically, you're not using your own internet connection when you're relayed. You're using someone else's internet connection. And that in turn, that other person is giving you additional internet connection, which is hurting their mining capabilities. So the more people that's out of this relay status, the more profitable everyone will get from helium mining. And I'm going to tell you right now how you can get out of the relay status if you're using Comcast or Xfinity, okay? Which here in the United States, like I said, it's the largest internet provider. So this should cover a mass majority of people. So let's get right into it. So you got to go first to https://login.xfinity.com, okay, and it takes you to this page here, and you got to either have email, your mobile number, a username, or something that's linked to this Xfinity account, and you got to know your password. If you don't, they have, you forgot your ID, you forgot your password down here, so you can recover those things fairly easily and then continue on. So we're going to log in right now. All right, and when you log in, you should see a page that looks similar to this, showing Xfinity X5, and has an overview, connect, people, home, and more. What you want to click on is connect. Then you're going to see this page here, and it's going to show some of your connected devices. It's going to show your network. Fix this though. Leave a comment in the description down below if you know what that means. So we're just going to scroll down, and we see two devices down here that says Raspberry Pi, okay? The reason why, okay, so the Helium miner runs off of a Raspberry Pi, okay? The reason why you see two here is because my Helium miner, when I set it up, I use Wi-Fi, but right now I'm using Ethernet to connect my Helium miner, okay? So there's a Raspberry Pi for both the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet. However you're going about it, make sure that you're using the gateway that you want to use. If you want to use Wi-Fi, make sure you're connected to the Wi-Fi for this instruction that we're giving. If you want to do it through the Ethernet, make sure you're doing through the Ethernet. So I'm going to show you how you check for that, okay? So first we're looking at this first Raspberry Pi. I'm going to click on that. Then you're going to click on device details, and it's going to give you details for a device, okay? So this MAC address, I might be blocking that out, but this MAC address is the MAC address for my Helium Hotspot miner, okay? And the connection type is Wi-Fi, and it's giving me an IP address, okay? So this is the Wi-Fi connection, okay? And I don't want to use the Wi-Fi, okay? I want to use the connected through the Ethernet, okay? So we're going to go back down here. We're going to click on the second one. We're going to click on devices, and we see it's the same information, except the connection type is Ethernet, okay? The MAC address is a little bit different, but it is similar enough that you should see that it's the same. And if you don't have a bunch of Raspberry Pi devices in your house, you should be able to break it up to these two things. The IP address is off by 1 decimal, as it should be. So once you have that information, you want to go back here to the very top. You're still on connect. Then under your network name, you want to click on See Network. Then once you get here, you want to click on Advanced Settings. It's under More. Then at the very top, it says Port Forwarding. Enable online gaming, voice over internet protocol, peer-to-peer applications connect directly to a device on your home network. So that's what we want to do. We want to connect directly to our Helium Hotspot with our home network and have no intermediary in between. So click on Port Forwarding, checking for ports. May take some time. All right, and this shows I'm already had mine hooked up, but you want to take note of the previous way where we seen the actual Raspberry Pi devices. They had an IP address. You want to take note of both those IP addresses because that's what's shown here. Then we click on Show Port Forwards, and it shows the port number, which the port number you want to use, should have stressed this, is 44158. The protocol should be TCP, but I have TCP/UDP. UDP isn't used. If you only choose TCP, you will be okay. Do not only choose UDP. If you can choose both of them, just choose both of them like I did here. So you know that of two that you're using port number 44158 for something. And I just want to show you this point right here. Okay, so this is the add port forward. Okay, so first you want to select it says select the device for this port forward. Click on that. You have the 2 Raspberry Pi devices. Okay, so remember, one is for Wi-Fi and one is for Ethernet. Okay, so we want to make sure, I'm already port forwarded, so you will probably have to add one. Make sure that the IP address is the same, and if it's not, then choose the other one, and that's going to be the correct one. So I'm just showing you this as an example. So you choose Raspberry Pi. Here on manual setup, you're not choosing anything, okay? You're just leaving it on manual setup. Then the port number, you're putting in 44158. So you see I get this message down here that says this port is already assigned to Raspberry Pi. Remove this rule or delete the port forward to Raspberry Pi in order to proceed. So I can't actually add this because I've already have it added, but if you don't, you will be able to add the port and click next, and then click something else, and then it'll show you just like how it shows me here. Okay, and that's all there is to it. There isn't much more that you can do. It's not something that's automatic. Okay, it might take up to some hours. It took me, I believe, up to 4 hours before I noticed that my relay status was removed, and it will update and show remove once you're out of relay. But it isn't something that's automatic, so you got to be patient with that. All right, so now we're done with that. What we're going to get into is showing my new location for my Helium Hotspot miner. Okay, so we're going to start here at the Chicago cryptocurrency community focused on HNT and DPR projects. Okay, so big ups to Facebook. Okay, big ups to the community. Big ups to the People's Network, because this is how I came about my antennas. So like I said before, in my last video, I was showing the antennas that I want to purchase, but they had a hefty delivery price. Okay, so shipping price, I should say. And I didn't want to go through that, and it wasn't something that would have been shipped right away. It still would have took some time. So I asked in another Facebook group, not this one in particular, but I asked in another Facebook group if anyone knew of any fast ways that I can get an antenna. Okay, and this is all about speed. Okay, I just want to get something reliable, quick, and if I wasn't able to do that, then I was going to just go through the process. You just wait it out just like everyone else. Luckily, I got into contact with someone who actually responded to my post. They said that they were from Chicago. They said they were from this group here, and that they had extra rack 5.8 dBi antennas that they were willing to sell me directly and ship to me since we were so close in proximity. I talked to the guy, sounded legit. We weren't able to meet when at a specified time and date, but that's okay just because of how close we are, and he's going to send the Helium antennas directly to me from Chicago. So I'm very excited about that. So the person, you know, he's the last person that actually left a comment here in the group. Today, the Helium scaling rewards went up to 1.0 for anyone that was under that 1.0 level. So congratulations to anyone that's seen that and actually are receiving the rewards at 1.0 and not anything lesser. So congratulations. So we're going to be updating you on that once we get those antennas, and you know, once I hook the antenna up here, you know, we're excited about doing that. And what I'm going to show you next is the reason why we're excited about doing that, because we're already kind of placed our Helium Hotspot miner in a position to where it's going to be pretty easy to hook these antennas up. So in this first clip, what I'm showing is just me putting my power cable and my Ethernet cord up into my attic space, okay? And what I'm going to be doing later on is I'm going to be actually doing power over Ethernet, which basically is I'm going to be using my Ethernet connection as both my Ethernet and my power cord. So I won't have to be using my power cord, and I can just have one connection going into the attic. Right now, it helps that I do have a power cord going into the attic, because you're going to see here in the next clip. Now, this first clip, I was extremely beat. So just to try to give you, you know, some idea, if you've never been in the attic before, it's always hot. There's no air flowing up there, and I was sweating bullets. I thought I was going to pass out at one point in time, and you got to be careful. You just can't be sloppy up there, because you got to make sure that you're on the beams and that you're not actually on the ceiling tiles. You can just go right through it, and you just got to be careful with that. But as you see here, I also have a fan up there. So I have a fan and my helium miner, and the fan is for the purpose of giving some air to that helium miner, because it is that hot up there, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't overheat. So I will be checking on it from here now, but I think that fan is going to do pretty good. It is a pretty powerful fan. I got it turned up. It's facing directly at the helium miner at the back end, so it can take air in. And heat rises, so I got it rising so you can blow the heat up. And hopefully that's enough to make sure that this helium miner nothing bad happens to it. So there you go. You got the whole update, seeing all the clip. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to help? So today I put this helium miner up. So, you know, it's going to take some time, you know, for me to see if this is actually better than the rewards I was seeing before. Honestly, anything is going to be better than what I was seeing before, because I wasn't seeing much. So I heard from another YouTube channel. I commented in the comment section. Someone stated that they just put their SenseCap in the attic and tripled the rewards. I'd be stoked if that happened. But anyway, what do you think about the video? Do you guys think that, you know, this is going to actually help me just having that SenseCap miner in the attic? Did anybody get any help from figuring out how to take their Helium Hotspot miner off of relay status if you're using Xfinity? If you did, leave a comment down below, like this video, subscribe for future stock and crypto related content, and thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.